So hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. Thank you once again for joining me. I'm back in Sutton Park again today, and if you remember, those of you who've been watching for a while, if you remember in my most recent vlog, I was talking about understanding the conditions so that you could work out how to take a shot basically, and that essentially is what I'm doing today, but with a difference. Today there's no blue sky. We've still got quite a strong breeze, and because there's no blue sky, what I decided I was going to try and do was to get in a little bit tighter, find somewhere where I can get a tighter crop of images, and concentrate on the detail within the image rather than the light that I'm using. Now obviously with the light being quite poor today, what I've discovered is that I need to open up the aperture quite wide. So I've decided to shoot with my 50mm f1.8 lens. Now the f1.8 is a very wide aperture, but obviously when I open the aperture up to f1.8 there's a very shallow depth of field as well, so I've also got to take that into consideration when I'm shooting. I've just taken a shot of this log behind me with these lovely trees behind it, and there's a little bit of separation between the log and the trees using a 50mm lens. If I walk a little bit further over here to where I've taken the shot from, you'll notice that there is that little bit of separation between them, and that's really what I wanted to kind of show in this image. It's shot with a 50mm lens, f1.8, but obviously at f1.8 that means I can really speed up the shutter as well, which is good because this breeze is blowing the leaves on the trees all over the place, so there's quite a lot of movement in the shot, and I want to try and speed up my shutter to ensure that I don't get any blurring in the shot while I'm trying to capture this shot. I hope you like this image. So my last shot was a focus stack, and it had to be really because I couldn't really get the log and all of the trees behind it in focus all at the same time, so I focus stacked the image so that I could get those all in focus. But now it doesn't have to be about focus stacking. I've got a nice little image behind me here. There's a bench just there, and yes, I know, another bench, and then there's some trees behind it, and what I want to do is focus on the bench itself, and then with the trees behind it I want those to be slightly out of focus. There's obviously a little bit of separation between the bench and the trees anyway, but I want to kind of enhance that by letting those fall out of focus a little bit, those trees at the back. So hopefully that one works, but with this one I've had to actually bracket the exposures because, as you can see just above me, there's quite a lot of contrast in the clouds. Some very light areas which are slightly overexposed, and some very dark areas which are going to be slightly underexposed in some situations. So I'm bracketing those exposures so that I've got all the dynamic range within the image, and hopefully you can see all the contrast that I can see in those clouds there. So I hope you like that image as well. I'm going to move on and see if I can find anything else. I think I've spotted another little image on the way here in between my last image and this one, so I think I'm probably going to pop back that way and see if I can capture that. So I changed my mind. That's allowed, isn't it? I didn't go back to the other image that I thought I was going to go back to just a moment ago. I've walked literally just a few yards away from where I was. This path here was where I was standing before, a little way along here, and there's a bench just over in this direction that I was taking a photograph of. I don't think it's that one. I think it's that one just there that I was taking the photograph of earlier. But while I was there I noticed that there was another little shot that looked quite interesting. Just behind me here you can see there's like a little concrete platform, and on it there's a jamboree stone. It's where a lot of people tend to meet up and have meetings and sort of make this a starting point for their journey or something. So what I've got here is the platform there, the concrete platform, the jamboree stone, and then just behind it, I don't know how well you can see that, there's a bench, and there's a tree as well, and the bench is kind of in between the tree and the jamboree stone, just sitting behind the two of those. But also in between that there's a log on the floor as well, and I wanted to try and catch a photograph of that. I think it looks fairly decent on the back of the camera. I'm probably going to have to crop it slightly because I think there's just too much going on around it, but it does look alright. I wanted to focus on the stone, the log, the tree, and that was about it really. The stone, the log and the tree. So I've created a focus stack here again because it's the only way that I could make sure I was going to be able to do that. With the 1.8 aperture, that means I've got a very, very shallow depth of field, so even if I focused on this stone here, the tree would be out of focus and the bench would be out of focus. So to make sure I've got all of those in focus, I've stacked 3 focus stacks together. I've come to a spot just along here where you can see these trees behind me, and several of them have got this golden lichen all around the edges of them, and I can't really work out for the life of me why that is, but I just like the look of them. I've been here a few times before and I've photographed various trees around here with that golden lichen on them, but usually from the other side of where that one tree is in the middle there, and when the light is at a slightly different angle, so the sunlight isn't overexposing the shot. But in this situation I've got the sun in that direction, and it's really overexposing the shot when I go further back there. So I've come round to the other side, and what I've discovered is there is just the one tree right here in the middle of the shot which has got a kind of a lean to it, and it leans out towards the right hand side of the image when I take the shot, and that looks more interesting than any of the others around here. So I've taken another shot here. I've focused on that tree itself in the middle, the one with the lean, and then this one here kind of gives it balance on the other side of the image. So you've got the one that leans from one side almost in the middle of the image towards the top corner, top right hand corner of the image, and then this one on the left hand side. I've shot it with a landscape orientation and a portrait orientation, and again I've literally just shot just on that one focus just on that one tree there. Everything else needs to be out of focus for this one. I quite like this little bit of path that runs up towards the tree and it carries on a little bit further back, and you've got trees in the background in the distance that are all kind of leaning in various different angles, and they all look quite interesting, but they do make the shot look quite busy. So the focus is just on this golden tree here. I hope you like these images as well. I recently started a 14-day free trial with Squarespace. I want to use that 14 days to set up a website using that platform, and hopefully you'll be redirected to that or directed to that in the future. Initially the idea is to set it up as simply just a portfolio website to start with, but in the future, once I've got a portfolio up and running, it will be fairly easy and straightforward then to upgrade that and start selling prints through the website as well, and also offering things like one-to-one workshops and group workshops through that website. So that is the start of something new really, and it goes back to my vlog at the beginning of the year about New Year's resolutions. That was one of the things that I wanted to do. One of my New Year's resolutions was to set up a website and start selling goods and services, prints and workshops through that website. So I've made a start on that now, and keep an eye on that, and that'll carry on going throughout the year, I suppose. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits for this vlog now then, guys. I seem to have had quite a long day out today, which is quite good. I've enjoyed it. I don't know how that's going to translate to the vlog, because it may just be quite a lot of footage of me talking absolute gibberish that can't be published. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.